I'm gonna fix this later. I just rush for a minute so I can get ready for work later, or I already got ready for work later. So this is entertainment purposes only. It's an expressionist. Viewer advice. YouTube advice. Those who are joining on in, welcome. And those who are watching after, welcome. Either you're in or you're on, you're still on time. So, today's topic is about illusions, the power of your subconscious, the power of using one imagination, and are you a god stuck in a loop? Now, yesterday, the Matrix was a little hectic. I don't know why. They was trying to wipe out everybody's memory, but it did not work. What happened was, now the NPCs are experiencing their awakening, aka, what I mean NPC is non-controllable player, aka narcissistic people. They are getting out of the loop that they had trapped them in to keep you trapped from knowing yourself. Yesterday, I was experiencing a lot of deja vu and a lot of past life memory, like all at once. And then I was seeing my future self all at once. We just got on it, so you're just gonna have to listen. We've only been 2 minutes in. So, there was a full moon yesterday, a new full moon. It made everybody woke instead of sleep. It did the totally opposite because they did their ritual yesterday, which I can see the elite's rituals, but I'm not about to disclaim what they do. So let me remind you, this is just entertainment purposes only. Just in case some of y'all want to just copyright me or strike me down because I'm saying too much of the truth. But it's just all entertainment purpose only. It's an illusion to you, but it's also the truth to those who are awakened. Last night, some of you, sorry, there's a fan going on. Some of you might have experienced your past life memories as well. And I was seeing a bunch of entities and deities around me, especially at my workplace. And especially late at night, they start to come more alive. I saw this entity that kind of looked like Ra in a way, but he was more dressed up in a cloak, like he covered his face, and the only thing I could see was his bones, sort of say. And right now, I can see him moving around. I don't know what he's truly sort of doing. What does that have to do with today's topic? Please tell me. But stay focused. But so the deity Ra came out last night. I guess he was getting stuck out of his matrix, And he was able to access more of his past life memory here. Like now, when I'm looking at these spirits, okay, well, bye. Thank you for coming. And he was showing me things that he was experiencing as one of us. Like, not necessarily like one of us. He was just experiencing his life on Earth and the realm that he was in right now. He told me that he was looking for something or like someone, and he was looking for his weapons. He said that his weapons got lost over time. And I said, well, how can I help you to navigate your weapons? He told me what it is that I need to do in order to really truly wake up is I fully just be on and not tapped in. And he says, like, the weapons are always underneath my feet. Like, when I walk on the ground and I feel the vibration of the earth, it's like the weapons are traveling within the speed of, like, my movement of my body. And this weapon is going to stop certain people from taking our memories. We don't have to always use the power of illusion. We can just simply remember, and we can bring home to us. We don't necessarily have to leave the realm that we are in now. So during this supermoon, I saw a reality. Half of the people were NPCs, non-controllable players, and then there was other NPCs besides them being consciously awakening at that moment. And it was like something inside of them, like, click. It was like, oh shit, I'm alive. I'm here. But they also tried to reset them as well. And when they tried to do the whole reset, it did not work. Because when they do the reset, I can see the spells and the electricity or like the energy that's coming, like in the air. It's like a form of wave, a form of thought. And it was funny. It was like it was on a glitch for a minute, like a robot, and it was glitching, twitching. And I was like, what is they doing? So all the other entities and deities from a different realm, from a different dimension, had traveled back here. And for some reason, it's like all of the gods are in Atlanta. And Atlanta is just a reincarnation of Atlantis. And America is just the reincarnation of Babylon. So either Babylon has truly have fallen, but we're kind of like lost in time. So where are we exactly in our time frame? Because not only did we flip it and reverse it, the ones who controlled us our whole entire life are experiencing the awakening inside of the loop. Now they have to figure out how we did it, how we kept the illusion of how we mask it in front of them. So it's going to be interesting. It's like a movie. It's like a TV show. If you've seen the movie, if you've seen the TV show The Bad Boys, where they try to create superheroes out of them by stealing our power, by ejecting them, that's what they was putting inside of the vaccine when we had the vaccine in 2020. Those who did get it, or 2021, they was trying to like take our DNA and our blood samples so that they can create other gods out of us and call them something else. But once you create a god, it's like you have to train its subconscious to do whatever it is that you want it to do. But when a god is truly woken, and I mean by energy, so those who are Christian, I'm not trying to defend you. Yes, sir, there's a sky daddy, but the thing is, there's also a sky daddy or a god within you as well. And it's totally up to you how you activate it. I wish I would have done this a little. Yeah. But yeah. So, and we also had a big shift. So the Big Bang actually happened yesterday, and we also all time jump into our timeline. We're just not in the space of our timeline where we want to be. Like, my destiny is supposed to be somewhere else, not here. I'm not there yet, but I'm there in my mind already. So it's like my body got to catch up into my future. So do yours. And it takes travel. And instead of us traveling through the mind, we're trying to travel in reality with the mind by manifesting while we are awake. We can do that now. We don't have to use frequency. The only thing we really truly need to do is just tap into the matrix frequency, like the sounds that the matrix already naturally makes, whether it's through technology. If you say, for instance, you hear a clock and you hear the ticking, or you hear, or if you're at work, you hear like a buzzing sound. I don't know how to describe the buzzing sound, but what it is you can do is tap into the sound of matrix. Like me right now, how I tap in through nature by the birds, because I connected myself to the eagle bird, the phoenix bird, and other birds. So I'm able to hear other spirits through the matrix, through the other birds that are around. Like, they are more tapped in than we are. And what it is, you don't need these training tools no more. Like, you don't need these crystals anymore. And if you are using crystals, you're kind of using it wrong. I figure out how they actually work and how to actually activate it. I got a little crystal here. This is my main crystal that I use every day. Um, if you are a Christian, don't put it before your God. So, yeah. Um, this is like a this is associated with Jupiter, because you see how like the color, and it has like a little bit gold, which has Saturn rings around it. which represents Saturn and Jupiter. And what I do is I visualize a ring like a light around it, like the same type of light that's around its planet, which is blue and white. And I visualize the colors of the word. Visualize what blue means. Blue means calm, blue means whatever to you. Visualize the words and then visualize what you want the crystals to do for you. But we don't need that no more. I just keep it because I like it. But yes, and then you can also do this with your body, like with your chakras as well. Visualize your planets within you, light them up with the planets, light them up with the light that's associated with that planet. But if you can't really visualize, ask spirit, what does the color look like? And then go from there. And then talk to the chakra telepathically or in your mind. Same thing. And start to ask what it wants and what it needs. Because what you want versus what you need is all desire of the flesh, not what spirit wants. If we can operate out of ego and the flesh and only tap on and in of the spirit, then we can truly know who and what we are and what we truly need and want. So yeah, they really try to stop us because the energy all week and then including yesterday and then the aftermath right now is making me like dizzy, and they're really trying their best to get out of what they created. And I'm like, no, you gotta stay there because you kept us hidden for so long and kept using us for so long. And now that we are finally woken, you still want to enslave us? Like, give me my profit. Let me flourish. It is my birthright. And sometimes you have to, like, yell at them, yell at yourself. And even other gods, too, because there was a time where we was on the other side where they use other gods against other gods, and that was an ugly battle. I've seen so many of them destroying themselves and destroying others. And then when I was in purgatory or hell, if you want to call it, the underworld, all of us was on a cross, and not many of us was able to get off that cross. I even, like, to be honest, I even saw Jesus there, and I don't know why he was there. I even talked to him, or if you want to call him Yahweh or whatever, I even saw him there. Like, warning, viewer advised. If you're too sensitive for the details, I'm sorry, but this is what I seen. He was on a cross, and it was so messed up because his thorns was stuck, glued, or like really stuck in his system, like in his body, like in his brain. And his brain, uh, like you can see it, like it was half open. But he was able to move his eyes and his mouth. And I remember when I got off my cross, how I did it was I I had to well, one of my ancestors came forward who was already off the cross, told me to they showed me how to get off the cross, but I was able to feel almost every pain when I was off of it. Like I had to start with my head. There was nails in the back of my head, and then I went like, and I could still feel the vibration of the nails because they use silver. And if you know about like wolves, and they're not supposed to. Yes, I'm a hybrid. I'm a wolf, and I'm also a vampire as well. But I don't consume anything. It's more of an energy thing. But I'm a hybrid. Um, so I started off like visualizing myself getting off the cross, taking my head off the cross first, then my left arm, and then my right arm, and then my 2 feet. And then I got off, and then I was able to still feel almost every pain of existence, and I was still bleeding, and and remind you, we are naked in this realm. We didn't have clothes, and we was in our body exactly how we were. But how I know, because I was bald, like I had like shaved head, and when I got off the cross, I saw Jesus there. I was like, I was even helping him how to get off his cross. I was like, you need to imagine yourself getting off of it. You don't belong in this realm. And I was telling him, you are a shaman. He was telling me how he was in so much pain, and I can hear all the other entities and deities on the cross, like screaming for help, but you couldn't see their mouth move. They were screaming in form of frequency, form of thought waves. And then and then when I was telling him, you are stuck in a trauma loop. You need to visualize yourself in heaven again. And he told me, I forgot what heaven looks like. So I had traveled when I had helped him get off the cross. I had helped him travel to heaven. I had to help him remember his life before he got crucified. Because I was seeing his past life as a child, and when he was walking in the land of like where he was. And I remember me and him, we was on a boat, and we was traveling to the other side through a tree. And when we entered that tree, we was in heaven. And he, for some reason, he thanked me. He was like, I'm so thankful that you was able to come and save me. How can I repay you? I said that there is no repayment. I'm only just doing my job for what I was created or designed by the universe. Like I'm still not sure what I am, why I have these type of gifts. It's like I'm able to help heal other entities, other deities who are stuck in a loop, stuck in their dimension because of what these elite are doing to them, consciously and subconsciously. And so there is a heaven. There is a realm of heaven. I experienced heaven, and I also experienced other realms as well. Heaven, what it is, sometimes, well, before you get to heaven, you're in the matrix. It's just a white room, it's just a white space. You don't know who's going to come and guide you to whatever your next dimension, your next assignment is. So you're just kind of in a waiting room, just waiting. And in that room, you can kind of visualize things that you want to happen. Like you can create a chair to sit down, you can create a television to watch something. And then that's where I got the concept of like like it's kind of like the Matrix, when the movie Matrix, when Morpheus and Neo was in the white room. That's the space that we are in before we are traveling into a different dimension. That's where the true Matrix is, in the bridge of the grid. They think the firmament is the gap between all realms. It's a formal way of traveling through light, but it's not the complete doorway, so to speak. And so when you're in this space, you're able to like imagine and visualize and see your life. So when I create the television and I create the chair in this room, you have to actually be able to turn it on in that room, just with the form of thought. And then whatever is firstly on television, that's what you either are going to experience in your afterlife or before your life. And you're just seeing a past life version of you. So, or a future version of you, and you're just there in that present moment. And then when you get your assignment, you're able to navigate. But when you come back here, you don't really remember because they men in black you. They put the light on you so to make you forget. Because we're not supposed to remember our days. There's no such things as time and like months, years. There's no such thing. So when you are in that realm of space, which is the actual true matrix, and then when you come back through that gate again, you have to use these tools all over again, like these crystals, meditating, visualizing. It's all just to keep you stuck in a loop. Just ask yourself, what do you remember? And then if spirit is telling you what it is that you are remembering, just know sometimes it's out of somebody else's imagination. So, like, take a break from watching television, take a break from watching a lot of movies because they are triggering you into believing that that's what you had experienced. But the thing is, they're just broadcasting your your thoughts and your I want to say your vision to keep you in the unknown. And when I started to experience this, I was like, how am I able to see my ancestors? How am I able to like do all this? How are they watching me, watching them? Well, it's the if you've seen the TV show on Netflix called The Black Mirror shows you exactly how they are watching us, how they are controlling us within the mind. And they think they're winning, but really they're not. We're just observing their world more so we can um, navigate our world more. And they're very upset that we are much alive and well. I'm like, how can you be upset? You called upon me, you summoned me. Now you want to trap me in a time of loop where I'm not even supposed to be in? But I'm like, okay. Best believe I'm going to get all the gods and goddesses to awake. And I've been doing that little by little. Some are accepting me, some are not. Some are still fearing me. But then I'm like, okay, how can I be less demonic? How can I be more a form of light? Because I do come to them in form of light. It's just something is within them, is clicking them to walk away or to hide from. And now is not the time to hide. What's the point of hiding? You're either on and in, or you're just be gone. And there's a difference between being on and in and being gone. Because now you're just being a puppet to society, a puppet to your family, a puppet to your friends, a puppet to anybody. So what's the point of you actually truly waking up and you can't use the gift that the universe has created for you or you designed for yourself? Use the gift of vision. Because I myself have the gift of vision. It's just when I first awakened, I did it wrong. I was learning. We're all learning. And then now that I see the NPCs are starting to wake up using the gift of visions, and I'm like, how they're still in the form of enslavement, of control, trying to control us through the gift of vision. I'm like, how are you gonna know what's gonna be on my check? How are you gonna manifest a certain amount to get out of me? And then I I hear the numbers or frequency of the universe, and I'm like, how are they doing that? So we gotta be like at least a million steps ahead of them using the gift of vision. And it's gonna be hard. Right now it's just chaos in the mix. It's the old gods versus the new gods. The ones who are too stupid to stay and the ones who are too stupid to leave is operating on a level of dumbness. Like they need to wake up. This is the best way I can put it. And since we are traveling to trying to gather our people, gather our soul family, our true spirit family, in order to do that, bless you as well. In order to do that, we have to let go of the vessels that we came through. And of course, they're going to keep relocating us. This is not our final destination. They want to keep switching our timeline, keep switching our gifts, our subconscious, our consciousness. But the more I kept experiencing them doing that to me, they will always constantly put me in something lower than myself. Lucky I was able to remember the body, the spirit that I came in with. And I was able to train the spirit to remember, just in case we black out, just in case we forget. And like I said before, I was using like alcohol and weed just to kind of like put me in training mode to make me realize that this was real. And yeah, it's a lot of judgment, but I don't care. You can judge me. Everybody can judge me all they want. Same, like you have to have a bigger spirit than that. And it's not about ego because they're operating on ego while we're operating on spirit. So who cares what they think? And it's all a form out of love. And I don't hate them. I don't judge them. I can never think of the thoughts that they think about me. So why would I do that to somebody? But. Anyway, when I was experiencing them switching my consciousness and switching my power or my gifts. How I got back on and in was through the power of training my inner child subconscious. But really, she trained herself. She started to visualize herself as different deities, different entities, and then she ended up being in a loop of them for so long. And I was like, oh my god, I can't. At one point, we got stuck, like super stuck. I was like, how the fuck do I get out? I'm like, can somebody help me? And the way I did it was I imagined myself on a TV screen. So some of y'all might had a vision of me on a TV screen, and I kind of look like Lilith or another entity or another deity, and and I was just banging on the TV like let me out, I'm stuck, and and how I had to travel out of those realms was through the power of the inner child. I had to travel through other people, inner child, or a kid who's already a kid in this realm. And I'm like, hey kid, do you see me? I know you can fucking see me. And then how I did that was I was playing with them in their in their dream world. Like we would have tea parties. I'll let them dress me up any kind of way, like a fairy. Sometimes I'll be a fairy, sometimes I'll be a dragon or something else. The next round, I'm like, okay. Then I was able to grab the information that I was experiencing in those rounds. I kept it locked up in a bolt. Like I visualized like a safe, and then I was just in the library, just writing down everything in my mind, and then just kept it locked up in a safe. And not only I can access these codes, but then right now, what I'm seeing in my vision, I'm seeing the elites trying to hack into it. But I'm like, I'm in shadow form, and I'm standing behind them as I'm seeing them with their little, tools trying to open the safe. And I'm like, nigga, if y'all don't step away from my shit, there's gonna be hell to pay. And I'm tired of losing. And then they step away. And what they look like, um, if you seen the TV show Sandman, you know the guy with the glasses, and he has the eyes with teeth. He looks like they all look like them, and it's like four of them, like in my mind right now, or in that room, and they're trying to like. He's going like this with the glasses, like giving me a nod. I'm like, you cocky bitch, and 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 I'm like, you're not going to be able to access that. It's impossible. And he's like, well, I'm going to be able to access it sooner or later because you have information about my past that I need. I'm like, well, in order for you to get that information, you're going to have to do things I need done in this realm. So sometimes you have to negotiate with them if they need certain things out of you because I need you to get me to my future and not let me be stuck. But yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. It's a lot. But I'm gonna come back on a little bit later. I hope y'all enjoyed the live. And again, this was just entertainment purpose only. It was just bullshit for those who don't believe, and then those who do believe. You believe. You know who you are. And yeah, stay safe out there in this matrix. And this shit is weird. It's gonna get weirder.